Should I Google social media stalk someone before meeting them? Is it okay? Ooh. How do I bounce back from rejection and heartbreak?
Really uncomfortable here.
Now it's getting to get good.
All right, we're back.
We're back. We're trying out a new setup as we continue to figure out what the heck we're doing. Lights in different places, microphones in different places.
Dogs in different places.
Dogs in different places.
They want to be here, and I've allowed them, even though it annoys you.
It doesn't annoy me as much. I'm worried about them getting up and getting in the middle of something, and then we have to cut and edit.
Yeah, but this is our life, and we're in our living room, and we're just having chats in our living room, and this is what that's like.
Yeah,
like you checking your watch right there.
I know, because my watch continually goes off. Like I said, I checked this morning specifically just to see if it's possible to get new phone numbers that are unused, because I am forever getting too many messages, just spam all over the place, and I've had the same number for 20 some odd years, and it's been a business line, so yay. But no, they've been good. At first I wasn't sure they'd sit down for the full time it takes to record.
Can people see him?
They might be able to see him over there. I don't know if they can see him in the other cameras until they pop their head up. Of course, he's laying down. She's got her head just staring up because she's
listening.
Bowl. Between listening and she sees this bowl, she thinks there's something in this bowl. That's what that is. She thinks there's something coming her way. It's only paper. You can't do anything. If I put it down there, she'd smell it too.
Yeah.
You want to pick one?
Okay.
And then I'll read one. So we're answering questions about dating and relationships as usual, as a part of the practice and things that we do. So, wait a minute. I want to read that so you can have to answer first. Bam! You probably already looked at it. Should I Google social media stalk someone before meeting them? Is it okay?
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, done with that question.
I think stalk is what'd you say?
Done with that question. Absolutely.
Next question.
100%. 150%.
There's a difference between stalk and a little due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, yeah, it's okay to Google them, look them up. Also, meet them in a public place.
Yeah.
Meet them with people around. Don't go home with them. Don't have them pick you up at your house the first couple times, or definitely not the first time.
I'm fully down with social media research.
Not use the word stalk.
Social media research. Check their LinkedIn.
But if you're looking
TikTok,
if you're going too
Facebook.
deep in that, you're making assumptions. Sometimes those assumptions are accurate. But you're creating a story and a narrative in your head that might not be.
Here's my thing with the assumptions thing, because it goes back to the conversation we were having about texting people ahead of time too.
Right.
That's the idea that whether you text them or you don't text them, whether you social media stalk them or you don't, or social media research them or you don't, you're going to go in with preconceived notions, whether it's going to be about them or preconceived notions that you have from previous relationships anyway. So you might as well make your preconceived notions somewhat about them, at least. Just go into the idea of meeting them or having that first date with them. At least go in there with an idea of, okay, I know a little bit, but I don't know everything. So I need to make sure that I'm not jumping to a conclusion on anything. Because that's their neighbor's dog. It isn't their dog.
Or I looked them up, and then I looked up who they follow and who's following them. And then I looked up those people, and that's who has time for that?
Yeah, first of all, if you've got all that time to look up who they follow, then who follows them, and then all that, at that point, I'm going to tell you to get a hobby. Like, you need to go do something else.
It happens, though.
No, I know it happens, but I'm saying that's when you go get a hobby. Go do something else.
Yeah. And they're following this, and they're following this person, and this person is following them, and
you're doing too much at that point, boo. Like, you're doing too much. Like, if you know who follows them and who they follow, and I mean beyond the point of, oh yeah, this person's in the beehive also. That's at least different. You're just finding commonalities. But you're like, oh, they follow somebody who went to Fordham University back in 1997, and my uncle went to Fordham. I don't even know why I said Fordham. I don't know anything about Fordham. But my uncle went to Fordham. I'm assuming men can go to Fordham. And like I said, I don't even know. I'm guessing it's co-ed. But if you're down a road like that, it's too far.
It's too far. That's a bridge too far.
That's too far.
A bridge too far.
If you're down the road just to see, if they have pictures with blood streaming down their face and it's not Halloween, good catch.
You're getting really gruesome. Also, if you're
I
not
don't know.
stalking them,
I couldn't figure out the other side. I was trying to figure out what
Mike, that's extreme.
like I said, I was just trying to figure out what's the other side of, would it be the thing that's like, but not. But
also, not going deep in that stuff gives you something to talk about on your first date. If you're going to ask the question, so if I were to look at you up on social media, what would I find?
On me?
No, just in general. Yeah, you're going to be bored. I tell people, follow me at my personal account if you have insomnia and you need to sleep.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, because it will put you right out.
It's some boredom.
It's just that boring.
It's some boredom. It ain't been updated in a minute. Or if it has, it's just because of work boring. And you just had to. But no, it's plus, like you said, it's not the full foundation of what you need to use. It's your information about this person.
Right.
It's just a little bit. It is the equivalent of asking a friend who's trying to hook you up a friend, what do they like?
I mean, but if you're looking up, do they have any court cases and records? That's deep.
Yeah, that's a bit too far.
That's deep.
That's a bit too far. Unless you're a defense attorney and you have access to that stuff, I understand if they're doing it. I understand if they're doing it. I mean, they're in the law process. They just happen to, have the records available to them. So they just typed it up in the middle of doing something else.
All right, want to ask another one?
Sure, yeah, because that one was real easy. That's
a little bit, but not stalking.
So 100%, yes, do social media research. Fully allowed. Next. Pregunta. Ooh. How do I bounce back from rejection and heartbreak?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good question.
Of course, I'm going to say it depends.
Shocker. You never say that.
Time is necessary. It depends how long you've been together, what happened. If it's we were supposed to go out and then they canceled right before, an hour before or something like that, you're heartbroken. That's obviously less time and attention than somebody you've been exclusively dating for a couple months or longer, right?
Yeah. Oh, there he is. Did I catch you? My bad. You can lay back down now.
Is he gonna lay down? He's trying. He's like, your feet are here.
There he is. He wants to lay against my leg for warmth and comfort.
Yeah, because physical touch is his love language.
Oh, for sure.
He wants to be snuggled up against you.
For sure.
He's anyhow, a good snuggler. Yeah, I think it depends on the nature of the relationship, the time you were together, things like that.
Okay. Yeah, you're more, it depends. I have a more predetermined answer.
You got,
I got my calculation. You get 1 week per year. That's it. 1 week per year. We've been together for 2 years. I'm going to mourn this relationship for 2 weeks and then I'm gone. I'm moving on. I'm finding something else. I'm going to go out on a date. I'm going to go do something just for the heck of it. I'm going to go do something, even if it's just a practice date. I'm going out. Predetermined. That way you don't end up in that phase where you're like wallowing forever. Like, oh, but I love them. They didn't need to love you.
Right.
Like you're giving all this time away to somebody and you're giving all this space that prevents you from having the open space for somebody to love you.
Right.
You have to have space for somebody to love you. And if you have this space closed because you're over here mourning this relationship from somewhere, you don't get to move on. And nobody, because that's that energy thing. Like people are looking at you and they know you're unavailable. They don't necessarily know why you're unavailable. They don't know if you're mourning, if you're dating with somebody or something, but they know you're not available.
And you know what? Full disclosure, I know that I have gone on dates where I have been that person that talks about somebody that they'd already dated. And that's not a good look.
Oh, talking about your past boyfriends?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a good look.
Yeah. No.
It's not.
It's hard to avoid sometimes. Shoot. I'm trying to play back in my mind because I remember coming out of divorce and going to date. That was one of the reasons I wanted to go out on some dates because I was like, how do I have a conversation that doesn't involve my ex-wife after we had been together for 15 years total, right? Dating plus marriage. So it's like, 15 years is a lot of time in a lot of stories to try and figure out how to have.
Or what do you talk about?
Without putting your ex-wife into the story. Or putting it into the story in a way that's enough to say, hey, this person was there. I want to acknowledge that this person was there. It didn't happen on my own.
Right.
But I'm not dwelling on this or stuck in it. It's not the place that I'm stuck in, but the person was in the story, you know?
I would imagine too some of that stuff has to do if you were the one that ended it or you were not the one that ended it.
What do you mean? As far as how much they're involved in the story?
No, I don't mean you specifically. I mean in general, you.
Yeah.
If you were the one that was broken up with, then you might be talking about that relationship more than if you were the one that did the breaking up.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. But this is also the reason, like, you have the calculation. This is why you have the This is like the company's crisis management plan. Okay, this is why you have the calculation.
What if someone needs more time?
No. No. Like, the calculation isn't there because you don't need more time. The calculation is there to prevent you from taking too much time. That's the whole reason for the calculation.
Where did this calculation come from?
That came like post relationship. I think actually this might have come
research. Did you do research on this?
Yeah, I had a long relationship and then broke up, and I was like, I'm doing this much time. That's it. And then I was like, that was great. I'm keeping it forever. You know, because I am a romantic. You know,
you are.
I'm a romantic, and I feel deeply.
You do.
I feel deeply. You do. So at the end
in this relationship, yeah, you are the romantic.
Yeah, I'm the romantic, and I feel deeply. And you're like, whatever. You know? Like, I'm good. And I'm like,
so dramatic.
Am I?
Yes. Yes.
But it happened. It was one of those coming out of a long relationship. This was around college, so I developed this back in college days.
Okay.
But it was coming out of a long relationship. I had about 2 years into the relationship. No, actually, it was 2.5 years into the relationship, and it just didn't end well. And I was like, you know what?
You ended it?
Mutual
or cheated?
I guess she cheated on me, and then it was at that point like, no, I ain't doing this. You know, that for me was there are many other ways for things to go, or many other things maybe I could give a second chance to, but that was not going. That was in it. That was definitely the hard no. And so,
especially when you're dating,
yeah, especially when you've told the person, because it started in high school and then went into college. So especially when you said to the person, because you know I'm one of those people who kind of will think realistically but broadly too, you know. So I had said, I know we're going from high school to college, and we're going into different scenarios. And even though we went to the same college, we're going into different scenarios where you have different experiences and different people and blah 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 and yada yada yada. So if you ever want to be with somebody else, I'd rather you tell me than to cheat on me. So I'd actually said it explicitly. Like, don't cheat on me. If you want to be with somebody else, tell me. But don't cheat on me. And then you went and cheated on me. Yeah, I was out. But it doesn't mean it didn't hurt.
Right.
Doesn't mean it didn't hurt. It doesn't mean I didn't feel it. It doesn't mean that if I talk about it, those emotions still don't come back. Because once again, I feel deeply. I feel those emotions. I feel it. I understand it. But that was also one of the reasons it was easy to come up and think to myself, and I think my sister and I were talking about it, like you have to take a period of time to be sad.
Right.
It is cool to be sad. It is fine to be sad. If I need to stick on whatever, like Boys to Men or whatever, 80s or 90s R&B, and I need to go up in the room and I need to cry to some Keith Sweat or something, and I need to ball out. I'm gonna ball out. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be sad about it. And you've even seen this when it's been related to like death in the family and stuff. Like when my parents died. Well, my mother. You weren't around for my father, unfortunately. But when my mother died, or even recently with my Uncle John. There's a period there where it's like, okay, I need to be sad for a couple of days, or I need to be sad for this moment. Well, we know that light is out, but I need to be sad for a moment or two. And then after that, I need to move on, because you can get stuck in being sad.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's wrong to be sad. So you being stuck in sad isn't necessarily I don't want to say it's a bad thing, but it is a place you don't want to continue to be. And you can always be sad about that relationship breaking up, which is why you have to make the decision to be like, okay, I was sad long enough. And that's why I put a time on it. Doesn't mean that 2 weeks is long enough.
So if something would happen to me, would you give yourself 8 weeks?
I would give myself 8 weeks of sadness and then I'd have to move on. It wouldn't be move on to date somebody else.
That feels so harsh.
No, don't get me wrong. Put it this way. If something happened to you, do you want me to be stuck in a place of grief for 8 years?
As a friend of mine says, I want there to be crying and gnashing of teeth.
That's great. Do you want me to be doing that for 8 years? No. Exactly. No. Exactly. Like, you love me. You don't want me to do that for 8 years? I don't want you to do that for me for 8 years. Like, if I'm
2 months though.
If I'm in the other room and I hear you laugh, I come out.
Yeah.
To be in the same room with you because I love your laugh. I love being in the same room with your laugh. I love seeing you smile. I love your laugh. At what point in my eternal life do I want you to sit there and not laugh for 8 years because you're sad about me? Like, at what point do I want that for you?
I just feel like that timeline sometimes can be like a hard stop and a sharp left.
Well, you're also applying, for example, that timeline to a relationship. God forbid something tragic happens to you, right?
Right.
But you're applying that timeline in a relationship where something ended in a good way. And some tragedy just happened that caused it to end. That's not the same thing as
breaking up in a dating relationship.
Right. That's not the same way as breaking up. That's not the same thing. That is not the heartbreak that meant.
No, it's different.
That's not the heartbreak that meant.
Yeah.
That heartbreak meant that, Gina was acting a fool. And, Gina and Terry were together all this time. And they just thought they'd be together forever. And she cheated on her. Like, Terry can be like, yo, I'm going to be pissed off about this, or I'm going to be sad about this for 6 to 8 weeks. And now I'm going to go find somebody else. That's it.
Also, in dating relationships, if it's not right for one of you, it's not right for either.
Oh, heck no.
Or anybody involved.
Anybody.
Yeah, if it's not right for one, it's not right for any. So, and remember, that's the point of dating.
Yeah, to find out.
Do I want to continue to see this person and to date this person?
To find out.
So whether you stay together or you don't, it was successful.
I'm doing a bad job of ignoring this going off, so I am taking this off. My nerves. I'm just dropping it on the floor. You can see it in camera. Right. I don't care.
Right.
But yeah, the statement is true. I like the statement, even though the person has been pushed to the side and canceled. But the statement, no good marriage ever ended in divorce, is still a quality statement.
Yeah.
It's a quality statement. No good marriage ended in divorce. If it sucked for me, it sucked for her. And if the relationship sucked for them, it's going to suck for you. And you can put some rosy glasses over it and try to do this thing here and that thing there to make it better. But at the end of the day, it wasn't good for either. So the fact that it ended is something that should actually be celebrated, because if it was good, it wouldn't have ended.
Right.
So you're in a real good spot, because what happens is the energy of that person that was blocking that space, that was sitting in that chair right now, is gone. They're like, they out. Woo, gone. They out. So now you have more space in that chair to put the person who's actually going to be in there, that's meant to be there. That person can't get there if somebody else is in there.
Right.
Even if you're polyamorous. The person can't get there if somebody else is in there. So even if it's a throuple, the third, you got the wrong third, it ain't going to work.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it seems harsh, but it's allowing.
So you to answer the question, you have a specific timeline.
Yup.
And I feel like it depends. But I do understand the idea of you don't want to be mourning forever and grieving. It's the idea that this was not meant to be. If it wasn't, like you said, if it wasn't right for them, it wasn't right.
So what are some of your variables when you say it depends? What are some of the knobs that get turned to determine how long it is versus how short it is?
I think it depends. How long were you together? What was the nature of the breakup? I've worked with people who it's clear like this relationship is not great.
Yeah.
And one of them doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
The idea of quietly quitting.
Right.
How many times have we seen that? Like
Quiet,
that person is quietly quitting you.
Those quiet breakups, right?
Yeah, was quietly quitting you.
They slow ghosting.
But you don't want to see it that way.
Yeah, for real.
And sometimes it's just not letting the person go when they're clearly trying to be out.
Right.
So I think it depends on some of those things and being able to recognize and understand those things. But also, I think it's a good idea to be able to say, or it's a good, not idea, but place to be to say, okay, what did I learn in this relationship? Even though the relationship ended, what did I learn? Perhaps not everything was terrible in the relationship. There were some good things.
There was a reason you were together.
Right. There's a reason you got together in the first place. So, like, you get to take those things with you and you get to learn what prevented it from being longer.
Okay.
What prevented it? Like, what in me prevented it? What in them prevented it? So on and so forth.
Let me ask you this.
Ask away.
When you talk about somebody who doesn't want to be there and they're showing you that they don't want to be there, but they clearly just won't walk away, what are your signs, keys? Like, how can you tell they're slow ghosting, or how can you tell they're quietly quitting you? Do you have any things that you think?
Off the top of my head, I would say not as attentive, not taking initiative, being ambivalent, things along those lines. Okay, so I saw this thing today. I saved it to show you later on Instagram. And it was saying, if somebody hasn't responded to you in 72 hours, they were saying, somebody robbed the Louvre in 7 minutes, yet this person hasn't texted you back in 72 hours.
Yo.
It's not because they didn't have time. It's because you're not a priority.
Yo.
And I was like, oh, that
go back to my rant when I was like, that person
true.
Gonna call you on Monday talking about, oh, we had plans. My bad. I was drunk. That crap.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. Here's my theory. You can tell me if this is right. Why are you laughing? I ain't even get into it yet.
Go on.
You just laughing at my theory. I ain't broken down. I did social science on this. It goes back to that concept, like everything you learn in elementary school or middle school. Or
whatever that
is called.
thing is.
But the idea, if you've ever broken up with a friend who's just been like, not the, you ain't my best friend anymore, just the quiet breakup with the friend. If you remember how that happened in middle school or high school, it's the same exact way when somebody's trying to break up with you quietly. Like you said, they're less attentive. All of a sudden, their text messages go slower. You used to go out quite frequently. Now they have to work, or they have to go to this work event, or they're with some friends, or somebody's in from out of town.
They're busy, or they're tired,
busy, or they're tired. So instead of going out every other week or every week like you were, all of a sudden it's gone to every 2 weeks or once a month.
Or you're checking in with them.
But they don't.
When are you available? When's a good time? When can we hang out? That's the chase.
That's the chase.
Yeah. When can we hang out?
They aren't pitching any times to actually get together. They stop asking questions. Even the basic questions. Like, how are you doesn't count.
We've been together almost, it's going to be close to 10 years.
No.
Together, a decade together. I still ask you questions all the time about yourself.
Yeah, as you should. And I ask you questions. Because like I've said before, you had 37 years of life before I knew you.
Right. Rich life.
Rich life. I had 37 years of life. There's no
Remember,
way.
I drove a sports car and my keys were always where I left them.
The Mitsubishi Eclipse with the muffler that was ripping around the corners. Find out you were drag racing and
whatever,
drifting around corners, in them corners.
No, everybody would be so disappointed when I stepped out of it. Oh, who is in that? Oh, that 30-year-old woman?
Okay. She must have gotten that from a car auction. That clearly is not the car she wanted.
The sacrifices I made to be in this relationship.
But that's also one of those things where I hate having the same conversation over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why, because I'm thinking there's so many rich stories that we've even forgotten that we don't get into because it's like, I've heard that one. Next. Give me the next one.
Whereas I have a tendency to repeat the same stories.
Right. I'm like, I know how this sentence is going to end. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anyways, we're not talking about us. We're talking about breaking up. Breaking up.
You're like, moving on.
Yeah.
But yes, heartbreak. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think you get to feel it. You get to sit in it. You get to feel it. You get to experience it.
Definitely feel it. Definitely sit in it. Definitely understand why. And definitely don't stay there too long.
Don't set up camp there. I think it's good to experience it, to sit in it, to feel it. But I don't think you need to set up camp there and make that where you...
Especially if the breakup is because that person didn't appreciate who you were. Like on the scale of it depends. On the scale of it depends... Oh, the shortest one is the fool who didn't understand who you were. Like
on to bigger and better things.
I say 1 week for 1 year, but I'm sure there have been a couple there where there are a couple there. Maybe they didn't get to do a year, so you have to break that down, extrapolate that down to months. Okay, we were together for 6 months, so that's about like a day and a half, maybe or something. That's like 2.5 days, right? But you ain't appreciate me. You get 6 hours. That's it. I might not even give you that long. Shoot, in the days world with apps and stuff, I'd be like, shucks. Let me go look. Yeah, I'd be right back at it. Like, nope.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If anybody has any questions that they want us to answer,
we want to answer them.
Any insight, please put them in the comments.
Yeah, send the fun ones so I can touch it when they touch a nerve.
You want to out me?
Oh, no, I'll never out you, boo.
I'll out myself. That's the thing about that. I have very little shame.
Nah, I love it. I love it. I think both of us kind of do that. But yeah.
Right.
Oh, so for the next one, see y'all later.
Really uncomfortable here.
Now it's getting to get good.